Hello, welcome to Bloke on the Range, and we're here at Hätila shooting centre in Finland, courtesy of SRA Etelä-Häme, if I've said that right, and Varusteleka. And there's a big SRA practical shooting competition here in a few days, and we've put together a bit of a team Varusteleka. Me as British invitee from Switzerland, we've got Jari, CEO of Varusteleka, and Jenny Koskimäki, who is a Instagram star and top competition shooter here in Finland, and we're going to be doing a load of content on the match ourselves with our runs and geeking out on what went right and what went wrong and so on. But we're all shooting very different rifles, and we thought that it would be a nice idea if we could sort of show what the rifles are, and then none of us have shot each other's rifles yet, so we can see what the impressions are. Now, Jari's got an AR-15 set up very much as a fighting rifle. I've got a Bushmaster M17S meme rifle. It's basically a piece of aluminium drain pipe made into a rifle, and Jenny has a tricked out pure competition rifle. So we're thinking that go by rank. Jari being CEO gets to go first. So yeah. Can you take us through your rifle, please?
Yeah, it's of course a AR-15 based platform. It's a Barrett Rec 7. It's SBR, so 11.5-inch barrel. What's interesting, it's a piston-driven system, so it's not the direct impingement system. And the reason I chose this platform is that it's nice to shoot suppressed, because you don't get all the dirt on your face. Then I have EOTech there. I think it's good all-around optic and really robust. And of course the white light and then the DPAL A2 laser designator to work with the nodes. And it's pretty basic. From inside I changed the trigger. It's Geissele SSAE, so it's pretty smooth. And then the B5 system stock, which is custom made for Varusteleka. And
is it a stock item?
Yeah, yeah, it's just engraving. So pretty nice small rifle. It's not the lightest. It's really front heavy, but once you get used to it and get it on a spot, it's really mild recoil, and you can kind of keep the reticle on the A zone and whatever happens. But of course, it's a bit front heavy.
Okay, so we've got some targets up there at 50 meters away, and I'll let you go first. So I'll take this off of you.
It's so light.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have the really heavy scope, so it's really light. No, no. Actually really, like, the recoil is really slow, so it's like, it's not like a, you know, pow, but it's like push, push. Really nice. I like it. I'll shoot it empty. Yepa.
I see what you mean about it being front heavy, and I also see what Jenny means about it not actually being that heavy.
Yeah.
It's kind of heavy for its length, but actually once you put your hand on it, it's fine. I'll just dry fire it first. And a pocket. That's not bad. And oh yeah, 45 degree 45-degree safety that will go on when it's actually no, it won't go on when it's fired off. It feels like it does, but it doesn't go all the way. Keep my fingers away from the gas system. It's been a while since I've shot a gas piston AR, and the recoil is, I think my impression's a bit different to Jenny's, that it's a whereas with the direct impingement it just feels different. There is a bit of muzzle climb, but when I tried to double it quick, the second one went over the top. But that's really nice. It feels solid. It handles nicely. You've made a good rifle.
So what I have here is the Ruger 556, and the only original part about it is the floor. Everything else has been changed, and mostly from spare parts found somewhere. And it has now the 18-inch barrel, and it's a bit heavier than Jari's. And for me, the compensator makes it so that there's not much like muzzle climb.
You had that adjusted with a Dremel.
Yeah.
Your coach.
Yeah.
Dremeled that. It's on Instagram. You can find it back on on the Instagram page. But
yeah, it was quite difficult to modify it just for me, because I had to use the shooting position that I normally use, but that differs on the distance I'm shooting to, like my offhand shooting position. Yeah, that's custom made for me. And then I have the my pistol handle here it's like straight up. It's not in an angle, because I've noticed that when it's angled to this direction, my wrists start hurting. So it's a bit like straight angle here. And then I have the Kahless K18i scope on top, and it has the IBSC reticle, which means that there's like 3 dots, and the middle one goes red. And I can use the dots at different distances. And yeah.
Inside?
Inside, I don't remember what's the bolt, but the trigger is gold, which you can see it's gold. And I like it. It took me a while to get used to it, because I'm used to shooting like clock type of trigger. But now I'm pretty much used to it, and I like it. And then I have this extension here, which also took me some time to get used to, because I was hitting my face on it when I was moving with the gun. Yeah.
And have you got standard weight buffer, or is it lightened?
I don't remember, because there's so many changes over the past 2 years that I'm not I have no memory of what's been done.
Okay, so Jari?
Yeah. funny, like I think my muzzle is going downwards. Or at least that's the feeling. Nice.
It looks really flat.
Yeah, it shoots like really flat. I don't know whether it's a compensator. I never had a compensator in any of my rifles, but when I have the dot in on the A zone, and I don't know whether it's a gun or me, but it seems that my reticle is actually going down, not like usually when it goes up. So I'm really interested to see. I tried to hit my target what I used earlier on A zone. Interesting to see where they are, because the recoil impulse was really mild. But yeah, I can see that getting used to on this rifle, like you can really have a good hits on a fast pace.
Thank you. I think it's heavier than Jari's, but the balance is different. And it's longer. I like longer. I normally grip traditionally, but the way this is sized and set up, it just asks me to put my thumb on top like that. Because I would normally shoot like that. Because that's a far skinnier forend than I've got on any of mine. Okay. It makes a lot of noise and nothing happens. There's no movement. It does kick down slightly for me, but it's not leaving the figure. I'm just going to go back into my comfort zone and grip it like I normally would. Ooh. Wow.
Are you gonna leave Finland with that gun? I'm never gonna see it again.
Wood steel. That's amazing. That is. I've never shot a properly tuned AR before.
Yeah.
Does it kick down for you?
No, because when we were tremoling this Finland compensator, it changed a bit.
Yeah.
When you continue to tremble, but now it's just perfect for my stance.
Yeah.
So, and for everyone else, it's like different every time.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow. Thank you. Right, onto the meme gat. So this is a Bushmaster M17S bullpup, and it's basically an extruded aluminium section with a gun built into it. On the top we've got a Holosun 503, fairly recent one. Chinesium ex-People's Liberation Army sling, attached at the back with a CG butt adapter, because this is of its era. This is a designed in the 90s rifle, so we've got old school sling mounting points, and actually this works quite well when you just sling it around your neck like that. Basically internally it's an AR-15 type system with a gas piston in there that you can see but you can't get to. The only user servicing you can do is squirting oil into it. Inside here it's an AR-15 system with a bolt release and bolt hold open. Mag release is on both sides. Now, because you guys haven't shot bullpups before, it's odd because everything's up in your chest, but when you put the mag in, you need to give it a bit of a whack. If you need to get it out, press that. It's quite a way over and pull. The cocking handle is here, and if you cock it like that, you can get to the hold open if you need it. It's actually, bullpup ergonomics are shocking, and this is actually quite well thought out. The newer ones have a cocking handle on the side, but this is quite clever. There are backup iron sights, but they're just a joke and too low. Other than that, it's actually been impressing me massively. Oh yeah, safety catch is just a push through there, reachable on each side with your thumb. And Jari's not fired a bullpup before at all, so USGI mags, it will eat a P mag, but you can't get it back out again.
Okay, so
Yep. Cock it. Yep.
trigger is like the clock.
Yeah.
There's lots of sponginess, and I noticed that because there's such a kind of a long smushy pull, I start to anticipate on a few rounds, because compared to Jenny's trigger, it was like crisp, like breaking a glass stick.
Yeah.
And even though I have a duty type of trigger, it's kind of that you get the wall and then it breaks.
There's literally a piece of bent wire that goes from the trigger around the side of the action to the trigger mech.
Yeah.
And that adds the sponginess.
And I don't know, there are some merits to it. It's fairly easy to handle. But like manipulations, I don't know. That's Mac release.
How do you find the sight height? Because it's about 10 centimeters, 4 inches, actually possibly even 15 centimeters.
I think there is some merit for higher optics mounting. You get the fairly neutral way of looking through the sights, and especially if you want to get your neck on a neutral position, it's okay. And if you would use the knots with it, then the sights would be on the right level. Really interesting. I understand why you like meme rifles.
Thanks. So that goes on.
Give it a good whack to make sure it's seated. There you go. Yep.
On. That's the safety. What? Yeah, I can see the sponginess. The first shot was like, oh, that's where it goes.
You do shoot a Glock though?
Yeah, I do, but it's not the same. Because with the clock, there's like, you have like, there's the middle, wall, and then you get the shot. But here it's just like,
Yeah.
all soft. And it's really starting to hurt me here.
Huh.
Because this is in a wrong angle for me. and that's like really digging into my, chest. But it's fun.
How do you find the recoil impulse, other than hurting you?
I prefer this to Jari's.
It's a lot softer than Jari's. They're both piston, but AR-18 pistons seem to be softer than AR-15 pistons. I find that the muzzle doesn't climb when I shoot that standing; it kicks to the right. How did you guys find it?
I think it went slightly upwards, probably because I didn't properly figure out how to hold the rifle, but it wasn't bad. Like, I think it was fairly easy to put on target and keep it there.
How did you find it?
It climbs a lot less than Jari's.
Yes.
Like with Jari's, I had when I'm aiming at the middle of that SRA target. With Jari's, the climb was like maybe 1 meter high on the target, like in the air. And then with this one, it's barely off the white.
Yeah, with Jari's, I was aiming at the centre and I did a fast double tap, and the second one was like 1 meter high and half a meter right.
Yeah.
Whereas this shoots quite flat. Yeah, damming it with faint praise. I actually quite like this for a bullpup. Right, should we wrap this up then? Okay, well, thanks guys. That was an awful lot of fun. I think the first question is, if you had to steal one of the other two rifles, which one would you steal, Jari?
I think I would steal yours because Jenny could build the one for me. So, but that, I don't know where we could get that type of drainage pipe. So.
I think Jari's, because Jari's I can build. But yours, they're like, no idea what you can do to make it better.
There's actually a whole raft of stuff. There's a company in the States called K&M Aerospace that do upgrades for these, and they build new ones with a slightly different configuration, like a cocking handle there, and things like that. But I would steal yours. I covet that now. Now I shot it. That is absolutely amazing rifle you've got there, and yours is an incredibly solid fighting rifle. But that gas system is making it punchy and pushy on the recoil.
Grip matters.
Yeah. Hold it tighter. Right. So I think that's about it. Thank you all so much. Thank you very much to SRA Etelä-Häme for having me over here. Thank you for Barrett, and thanks to everyone who's been involved, and thanks to patrons for paying for it all, which is fantastic. So thank you all. Now let's go and get drunk.
Again.